So welcome to my class, and in this I'm going to explain utility analysis 2-commodity model with the help of a diagram. Often you find this diagrammatic representation in which they show x, marginal utility of x and marginal utility of y, and then wherever the equilibrium is, so many units of x and so many units of y. It's very interesting. First let's see the table, and that's how you will draw it, the x and the y axis. So before we go on, just look at that, how it is made. So it's a simplified tabular illustration of consumer's equilibrium considering good x and good y. And the table is based on the assumption that Px, price of x, is equal to price of y is equal to rupee 1. And with this assumption, equilibrium equation MUx upon Px is equal to MUy upon Py is equal to MUM. So that changes under, because it's divided by 1, so it becomes MUx is equal to MUy is equal to marginal utility in terms of money. And suppose this consumer has 10 rupees to spend. So, and each commodity that he can buy is X commodities for rupee 1 per unit, Y is for per unit. So we will see how many of these will he purchase. Right? So note that MUX now shows marginal utility of X commodity, and another unit of X is purchased or when another rupee is spent on X. Likewise, MUY shows marginal utility of Y commodity when another unit of Y is purchased or when another rupee is spent on Y. Now look at the table. So what do you see in the table? You will see the marginal utilities that a consumer has for X and Y commodity, and how both of it they are falling. So you can see the fall of the commodity. So you must have seen this, and quickly let me tell you that for when he buys one commodity of Y, he gets 26 utils of Y commodity, then 23. So I'm going to mark which rupee he's going to spend on that. So you will just look at this, and so you'll come to know that how is he going to give away his how much is he going to buy according to the utility. For example, I'll just give you one little example. So for example, I've just marked it as 1, 2, 3. So he's getting, when he spends 1 rupee on Y commodity, he gets 26 worth of satisfaction. Then the second rupee again on MUY, it's again 23 is second rupee he'll spend there. 19, third rupee he'll spend there. So 17, next is 17. So 17 is the fourth unit which he'll spend over there. And the 16, and so on. So the equilibrium condition with respect to consumption of X and Y is that MUX upon PX is equal to MUY upon PY. So therefore the condition becomes that how much. So looking at the utilities, we can state, or we can find out that he's going to spend 4 rupees on X, buying of X, and 6 rupees on buying of the Y commodity. So he will consume 4 units of X and 6 units of Y. So this can be shown with the help of a plot. Let's plot it. So we plotted what you've seen there. So this is how it will go. So you will see that we take y-axis for MUX here, and it is the other that is on MUX, and you have the MUY, and then we will make the coordinates utility corresponding to each of the commodity consumption of commodity X. And for example, 1 of X, he gets 17. So we'll just put a coordinate there, a dot over there. Second, when he has the marginal utility is 15. Third, when he consumes of X commodity, he gets 12. The fourth unit, then what he consumes, he gets 10. The fifth unit he consumes, he gets 7. That's what we plotted. And the sixth, he gets 5. And you join that and you get the MUX. So MUY we put on the, we made another, they have made this the other side here. Okay, so you can see that is the marginal utility in terms of Y. And from here we begin with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is consumption of Y commodity. So when he takes the first commodity, he gets 26 marginal utility. When he takes the second, he gets 23. When he takes, is that clear? And so on. So where do you think is the equilibrium? And of course, both is, you see that the marginal utility of X and Y decline as he gets more and more of it. So that is in accordance with the law of diminishing marginal utility. So both of these marginal utilities are equal when the consumer purchases 4 units of commodity X and 6 units of commodity Y. It is corresponding to this combination of X and Y that the consumer is maximizing his satisfaction, and this is where he strikes his equilibrium at point Q. So here MUX is equal to MUY. So the consumer consumes 4 units of commodity X and 6 units of commodity Y. So we see that the consumer strikes his equilibrium when he is in a state of equi-marginal utility. So this occurs when the last rupee spent by him yields equal marginal utility whether he spends on good X or he spends on good Y. So this is known as the law of equi-marginal utility. So what does it mean? It means that the consumer strikes his equilibrium when the last rupee spent by him gives him equal marginal utility whether he spends on good X and good Y. And of course, he has to see how much is his income, because that also has to be kept in mind. Okay, so well, that is one way of explaining that was a diagrammatic illustration. So until and unless they don't ask you about a diagrammatic illustration, there is no need. Otherwise you can give one of this.